Hello everyone, and thanks for tuning into the Financial Investor channel. My name is Brent, and today we're going to be doing our stock market weekly recap for March 11th through the 15th, 2019. We're going to be going through the four main indexes, taking a look whether they move positive or negative this week. We're going to be taking a look here at stock futures, take a look at the entire S&P 500, what stocks moved up, what stocks moved down. Boeing affected the Dow Jones this week, so S&P and the NASDAQ were very high, 2%, almost 3%, or if not more, while the Dow Jones was sitting at about 1.5 points. And then we're going to take a look here at gold, silver, bonds, mortgage rates, other interest rates and such, and then that'll be a quickly market wrap up, because I like to make these videos just for historical reference. That way I can kind of see week by week what took place here as far as the market goes. So if you are brand new to the channel, hit that subscribe button below. If you do enjoy the video, find it helpful with the thumbs up. And if you have any comments, questions, want to share some information that took place this week that is not covered in today's video, drop it in the comment section below. I always appreciate all your guys' feedback, and let's go ahead and get into it. So I'm going to go ahead and start off today's video by taking a look here at last week's changes for the week. So between the 4th and 8th of March here, 2019, the S&P 500 had slipped last week 2.16%. Dow Jones also fell 2.21. NASDAQ was down 2.46. And then my portfolio was down 1.46%. Apple was starting to come back last week. They had some new services and products kind of getting announced. Their Apple iWatch was doing a little bit better. So Apple has been helping out my portfolio, moved higher. Now S&P 500 this week, take a look at that 5-day change. We made back all of last week's losses. So last week we were down, 2.16. So we completely recovered all of last week's loss plus some here this week here on the S&P 500. Year to date up 12.59%. Now the Dow Jones here, this is one that had been affected here by by the Boeing effect from last week going into this week after their unfortunate accident here, and that has affected here the Dow Jones. 5-day change down 1.57%. You can see the Dow Jones at 10.81% here year to date. Next, we have our NASDAQ. NASDAQ blew the three main indexes, the S&P, Dow Jones. NASDAQ is the winner here currently, up 3.78% this week. A lot of tech companies coming out really fast here on Monday, over 2% in a single day. Year to date up 15.87%. Beating the Russell 2000 now. That put it above the Russell 2000. I know Russell 2000 had been hit hard last week, so that put the Russell 2000 now in second place. Now Russell 2000 still over 2% this week, 2.08 for the week, bringing us year to date up 15.2% year to date. So very good movement there within the S&P, the NASDAQ, and the Dow Jones. Now the the Dow Jones did not quite make back what they had lost this week. So they lost 2.21 last week, whereas this one they only came back 1.57. NASDAQ recovered everything that they had lost, and I didn't track the Russell there as far as my notes go. Now stock futures are currently looking about flat right now. There's no news coming over the weekend. Here on Friday after hours, it's really affected anything. So here S&P, NASDAQ looking positive, whereas the Dow Jones is basically looking flat. And this can all change if there's some sort of announcement that comes out over the weekend. If they kind of push out some information as far as the trade deal goes, that should be closing here, I believe about 2 weeks now, I think was the date. I know they've been kind of pushing dates out, but that may push futures up here on Monday. Now as far as stocks here, some of the most active stocks here on the after hours today, we have Pfizer down 0.24. They were going to be paying out, I know here in Oregon, where I'm at, Oregon just published some sort of an article where Pfizer was going through a lawsuit of some where they have to pay out to, because they overcharged for their coupons. They actually didn't do as much as what they were supposed to do. We have Zynga here down 1.3%. General Electric up 0.2. I know General Electric for this week, they went down a little bit. Cisco Systems still kind of creeping up here in the after hours at 0.04. Coca-Cola bouncing back 0.11. Wells Fargo going down 0.22. Microsoft. So here, just looking at the after hours, so you can see it's pretty much positive with a lot of financials being positive here. Bank of America, Wells Fargo going sort of negative there, but there's also some tech stocks that are looking pretty positive, so that can kind of help Monday's performance. Now, as far as Friday goes, we can see here Google down slightly, 1.19%. Facebook coming down slightly here, 1.65. So I believe Facebook we talked about it last weekend, where Facebook may be pushing back between 165, 175, just in that area. It shouldn't go any higher. There was some news coming out. We had the Wednesday where Facebook and Instagram went down, and everybody was roasting Facebook over on Twitter. So I thought I was following the memes over there. That was really fun and exciting. Exciting. UPS and FedEx here on Friday pulling back a little bit in transportations. General Electric losing 3.3% here on Friday. Now, taking a look here at the 1 week performance, there's a lot of green out here for the week. Google up 3.51%, Microsoft up 4.89%, Amazon up 5.65%, even the telecom over here, AT&T and Verizon both over doubled, into 2%, AT&T up 2.37%, breaking that $30 mark, and Verizon here up 3.29%. Very good. Apple, a winner here in my portfolio, up 7.64% this week, as well as many others. AbbVie coming back up. I wish AbbVie would have stayed down. I know I started buying that one up here on Monday. I posted that I was buying them back up. Pfizer up 2.18. Lots of financials here doing really well, participating. I saw some of the comments here where Bank of America wasn't participating as much here in the financial recovery as many of these others, such as JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, Citibank, and so on. So it's pretty green out there. If you had any sort of red in your portfolio, Dollar General, that was one that went down pretty hard. Earlier in the week, I saw that was going down. I saw some news of that one, that where they're closing down stores, and that caused them to kind of drop there, down 4.06 for the week. And just overall, pretty good looking S&P 500, mainly recovered a lot of last week's losses here. So financials, 5-day change this week, up 2.54%. Year-to-date, financials are up 11.8%. Semiconductors, now here, the NASDAQ, NASDAQ up 3.78. Here, the semiconductors up 4.61%. We can see that a lot of their main holdings here are OLED, so Universal Display, Elix, and so on. So kind of interesting. XMF, home builders here. There were some numbers that came out that actually dragged here after Wednesday. They came out with their real estate numbers. I know that they didn't meet expectations. They're actually slightly off. I'm not sure if it actually shows it down here, but I know that's what started dragging the home builders ETF here after Wednesday lower. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, just economic news here, kind of dragging the home builders sector, or this ETF, down about 0.29 for the week. Year to date, still positive, 16.76%. Now, oil popped up this week, up 4%, 4.01 for the 5-day. Up 26.29% for oil here, very positive. So when the stock market does really well, you can expect the dollar to pull back here. I believe last week when we checked out the dollar, it was at 97 and some change. So here, 97.39 starting from last week. It is now at 96.49. So it's pretty normal. When the stock market goes higher, the dollar generally loses a little bit here. So US dollar on track for a losing week, and that's just because of the market. Now, gold, silver, and bonds, it was kind of interesting. The stock market pushed higher, and that generally puts silver, gold, and bonds lower. But here, silver was the only negative this week. Silver down 0.56% here for the 5-day. You can see here on Thursday, they just dropped down. They gapped down very high, opening up here on Thursday. Kind of interesting to see them kind of gap up here in the after hours. So they gapped down, losing 1.86% here on Thursday. They closed, and then they re-gapped back up. So I'm not sure. I wasn't tracking what sort of news came out here against silver that dragged this thing down nearly 2% on Thursday. If you guys have any information on what caused silver to drag down, let me know in the comment section below. That would be something nice to kind of read into. Here we can see silver down 1.31% for the year. And then gold positive this week, basically flat but positive, up 0.11% here year to date, and the positive 1.42%. Again, this one gapped down here in the after hours on Thursday, breaking about 1.15% here on Thursday before gapping back up here on Friday. So something came out here on Thursday that caused the gold and silver the fall, but then recovered here on Friday, which is something kind of interesting. Also, bonds here. So that may have been the Fed. Maybe the Fed came out. I haven't really watched what's been coming out there, but the Fed may have came out there and have done that. So bonds this week up 0.24%, year to date up 1.26%, and not a whole lot of changes here. 2.39 here. Everything remained about the same. 5-year went from 2.42 to now 2.4, 2.5, 2.62. Everything, rates, the Treasury yields pulled back slightly because the market did go higher. So bonds, you can see here, bonds moved higher for the week, which just makes the yield Treasuries pull back just slightly, not that much here. And mortgage rates, we talked about it last week, how they were expected to kind of come back a little bit here. Last week they were at 4.47. They're continuing to trend down here slightly, down to 4.45. So if you guys are out there looking to refinance or get a mortgage on your home, this could be a good opportunity. The Fed came out saying that they may not be raising rates for the remainder of 2019. So that's a completely different tune than what they had initially were discussing in late 2018 and beyond. They were saying, regardless of whatever happens, we're just going to keep pushing for it and continue trending forward. So Monday buys, I made my video of what stocks I was buying on Monday. I picked up AbbVie and Altria. So here's my little snippet that I like to share here every Monday. So I made my Monday buys. I had been paid out by Pfizer, $4.13. Southern Company here, $3.74. I had invested a total of $123.25, increased my future dividend income by $6.19, and my total dividend income here currently as of this video is $440.88. So the stocks here that I bought were AbbVie, Cardinal Health, Coca-Cola, Main Street Capital, and Altria. And there are my sort of little snippet there when I had taken the recording, or just a snapshot. Now I got invited here to, it was called Bumped. If you guys haven't heard of this app, very interesting app where you can go ahead and sign up to be part of this whole program, where you download the app, you align your credit card, you sync your credit card to it. Every time you make transactions at some of your favorite stores, you get a percentage of however much you spent back in stock. So here, for example, once you sign up, you can get 3% on your burgers. So if you go to Jack in the Box, McDonald's, Wendy's, you can get 3% back on whatever you purchase there. You'll get back in stock. We have Sam's Club, Dunkin', Starbucks, Chevron, Exxon, CVS, Walgreens, Applebee's, Chili's, Olive Garden, Red Robin, Kroger's Family Stores, Lowe's, Depot, Chipotle, Taco Bell, Sirius XM, Spotify, Domino's, Pizza Hut, Papa John's, AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon, Netflix, Sling TV, and the Willamette Valley Vineyard. So I've seen that this sort of, it varies from person to person. Someone else had a Walmart. I didn't have the Walmart option here, so I chose Kroger's, not just Fred Meyer's here in my location where I'm located at. So I thought that was very interesting. A couple stocks here that I'm watching that are currently trending below the 200-day moving average. There's a lot of investors here in the dividend groups and the Facebook groups here that I'm involved in, looking for stocks that are not at 52-week highs. If I look at my alerts on my phone, I saw that what was hitting all-time highs, like earnings, what's it called? EPR, Entertainment Properties Trust, a bunch of other REITs. Basically, so many REITs are out there hitting 52-week highs, so a lot of investors don't want to be buying these stocks at 52-week highs. Instead, they're looking for some stocks that are doing well with their financials, they're doing well with their earnings. They had some sort of a pullback, such as some of the ones here that I'm tracking as far as Cardinal Health. That was one I picked up here on Monday that had trended down for whatever reasons here. Coca-Cola also trending down after their earnings. Walgreens is very, Walgreens fell very fast recently, offering a starting yield of 2.77%. This is one that I had talked about back in December or January, wanting to buy into my portfolio, and is now offering a much better price than where it had originally had been offering. I had a viewer here, subscriber, also putting in some suggestions. So I'm going to be checking these out. Looks like they're taking a look here at Walgreens and Coca-Cola as well. Boeing's in there as well. So the Boeing fiasco that dragged that stock down. I think 283, I think, was my buy price. I'm not interested in Boeing, but I believe 283, 287 would be a pretty good area. I'm not sure where it's currently trading at. So I signed up for this program, this bump program. By signing up, I got a reward here for Lowe's. They put in $10 of Lowe's company, and it has been ordered. It's going to be going through here in the portfolio. And then, overall for the stock market this week, we had Apple. Apple was my main winner this week. Apple jumped up some 7.64% this week. So that really helped my overall portfolio move much higher. So the M1 Finance portfolio, that went up very nicely. I have it all in my spreadsheet here. So my IRA, that's mainly Apple. That went up that 7.64%. My Roth IRA, very small amount, 2.17. My thrift savings plan, basically keeping up with the S&P 500, 2.89. The Roth IRA, M1 Finance Roth IRA, that went up about 2.45. The M1 Finance, just individual account, went up 2.89 or 2.93, somewhere in that range. And then my Roth 401k with my work went up around 3%. And that's mainly because I do a split between my growth fund and event. They both have a lot of Apple in there, and that kind of dragged that one higher. So it kind of equaled out right around that 3.81% there for the week, pushing it higher. So that is basically it for today's video. So if you have anything you'd like to share in the comment section below, leave it in the comment section below. I always read and reply to all your guys' comments. I like reading your guys' what you share. So go ahead and drop something down there. If you are brand new to the channel, hit that subscribe button below. And of course, hit the thumbs up. I always appreciate all those thumbs up. And that is it. Thank you all for tuning in. I will see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.